Welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. My stream crashed on me. At the worst possible time, too, right after I got a raid. I do want to say thank you for stopping by. And thank you so much for that raid. I appreciate that. Let me get my stream back up and running here. I'm still trying to figure out this puzzle. This puzzle's pretty hard to figure out. There we go. Now we're back up and running. Aimless Pink, thank you so much. I'm sorry my stream crashed right as you rated me. How was your stream? What were you streaming? Alright. I think I have this figured out. So it says that the last of her eggs, the last of her fruit, and the last of her nuts, and the last of her flour. Well, that last cake was stolen too. So I have the flour, I have the eggs, and I have the fruits. It said nothing about a spoon, and it didn't say anything about candy. So I imagine that's it.
The crafty goblin's loot.
That's from the princess and the two thieves.
Wait. Actually, I'm not sure.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure they stole some eggs. Maybe they took some of the princess's fruit. Some flour for the cake, maybe?
They did. But now what? Maybe it's everything that they didn't take.
I'm not sure. Or not. Did they steal candy? What if they took some spoons? Didn't they take some of the princess's clothes?
I actually didn't. I don't think I tried all the food.
Or not.
Let's see.
Or not. Some flour for the cake, maybe? Maybe they took some of the princess's... I'm pretty sure they stole some eggs.
What the heck?
Actually, I'm not sure.
This has to be it, though. Has to be. Let me look at this one.
The old bear's gifts for the princess. I'm totally blanking on that story. What?
Old Bear's gifts. Did I miss it? Once upon a time in the ancient and deep forest, the old bear stood on the bank of the river, swiping at salmon along the way, or on their way to the spawning grounds. Just as he got his paw on a particularly fat one, he heard a woman shouting for help. He considered simply eating his salmon, but then she screamed again, and he lumbered over to investigate. After a short walk, he found the princess clinging to the top of the tree while a wolf snarled and snapped at the base of the tree. Old Bear would normally not get into the middle of such a situation. After all, as a fellow predator, he understood the wolf's need to hunt. But when he saw the princess, he was struck by her beauty, and he knew he had to help. With a great roar, the bear heaved onto his hind legs, rising to his full height. The wolf snapped and snarled in his direction, but the bear roared again, and the wolf took off into the trees, tail between his legs. The old bear fell down onto all fours and stared up at the princess. She regarded him fearfully. "You can come down," he said. "How do I know you didn't save me just so you could eat me yourself?" asked the princess. "I suppose this is a fair question," admitted the old bear, "but I promise I won't eat you."
What did he give her again?
Why don't we open up the book and check?
Fresh caught salmon? Hazelnuts.
ASMR reading with Australia. Thank you. Bigfoot89. Thanks for the follow. Sorry, I was so tuned in on trying to figure out these puzzles. I'm trying not to miss anything in chat. Am I busy tomorrow? I don't think so. No, I shouldn't be. Just then the old bear came by to see if the princess had any trouble in the storm. Do I have to read this entire story? Because I don't want to read this entire story. It probably would help though, huh? Yeah, I'm down to play COD. Technically it seemed like these puzzles weren't necessary to solve. Alright, back to this one. I read it and he didn't offer her anything, right? Oh. Oh, it makes sense now. I was supposed to scroll that way. I missed the story because I was just skipping the page. Okay. Princess had no reason to trust the old bear, except that he had kind eyes, and so she slowly made her way down the tree. When she reached the ground, the bear only watched her, and she supposed she was not going to be eaten today. "Thank you," she told the old bear. "Of course," he said. "Can I walk with you back to your home?" "Of course," said the princess. And so the princess and the old bear walked together through the forest, back to the big wooden house. After that day, the princess would occasionally find gifts from the bear. A fresh-caught salmon, a handful of ripe berries, a newly bloomed bluebell, Okay.
Maybe not.
Fresh cut berries.
A handful of ripe berries? A newly bloomed bluebell? Nice. Man, he had it bad. Just couldn't let go.
You're gonna grab some pie. Nice. Don't tell me it's lagging again. Guys, is the stream lagging? I hope it's not lagging too bad. Alright. Sorry for the note under the door like a prison inmate. You okay? I stopped by and rang a couple of times this week, but you didn't answer. I could see the light in the hall, or the hayloft, so I figured you were in but didn't want to talk. I hope I didn't ruin everything. I know I probably came on kind of strong, but the thing is, I don't know how to talk to a woman like you. You are strong and kind, and you know so much. It's hard for me to know how to keep up. I guess all that went to my head. But I want you to know I got the message and I'm gonna get out of your hair now, and there doesn't need to be any bad feelings. We can pass in the street and say hello, or not, it's okay. P.S. I noticed your car was leaking, so I put some sealant in there. You might need to take it to the shop though. Let me know if you want me to come by. Or to come with you sometimes. These guys try to rip you off. If not, no big deal. Sam. He does have it bad. So the old bear. Alright.
The crafty
Now I can go back to this one. So we know, oh, not this one, sorry. This one. We know that the goblins stole eggs and flour. Okay. Scrolling down to the last line of the first paragraph. That can't be birds or mice, said the princess. I think I have a thief. So she went outside to look for traces in the snow and noises in the wind, but there was nothing to be found, nor to be heard. That's strange, said the princess. Maybe the thief is hiding inside my house. For many days she hunted, looking behind curtains and under the bed, in the attic and in the chimney, behind the poles and under the carpets, but she found nothing. As she searched, food kept on disappearing night after night. I will make a cake, frowned the princess. A big cake with every egg and fruit and nut I still have, so that I only have one thing to keep my eye on. She spent the whole day making the cake and using everything she had left. The cake she made was so big she could hardly carry it. If I manage to protect the cake, I will be able to survive the long winter, she said. So she added a lock to the oven. She added a lock to the oven. And she kept the big cake safe inside. But the next morning the lock had been opened and the cake had disappeared. At first the princess cried because the cake was the last of her food until the snow melted. But then she noticed 2 trails of tiny feet and spilled flour and followed the tracks to a hidden hatch in the floorboards. This is how the princess realized that the 2 tiny thieves were living under the wooden house, right below her feet. Once upon a time in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. She had been living alone just fine for a very long time, until the day she noticed food and small items were disappearing from her house. The thefts went on until the day her last cake, which had been made with the last of her flour, or the last of her eggs, the last of her fruit, and the last of her nuts, and the last of her flour, well, that last cake was stolen too. And she found at the scene of the crime were 2 trails of tiny feet and spilled flour leading to a hidden hatch in the floorboards. The princess did not try to open the hatch, nor did she try to break it. She was too tired and too hungry. All she could do was cry in silence, alone in the big wooden house hidden in the ancient and deep forest. She cried for a long time. until evening arrived, and then she cried some more. Suddenly, a tiny voice came from under the house. "What is that noise you make?" it asked. We did not like it, not one bit. "I'm crying because you two are mean, whoever you are. You stole all of the food I have, and I will starve before the end of this long and cold winter." The hatch opened just a peep, revealing two frowning faces peering out from the darkness of their hideout. "But we are hungry too," said the second creature. "We have been hiding in this cave for a long time, and now the winter is upon us and we need food." The princess dried her tears, or dried her eyes, same thing, and smiled at the two goblins. "If we were friends, we could share the cake you stole from me." The two thieves spat and smirked. "A friend? What is that?" The princess frowned, for she realized that the two tiny thieves were as lonely as she was. "A friend is someone you love and care for, someone you would never hurt." "We never hurt each other, and we care for each other," said the goblins at the same time. "Does that mean we are friends?" "Yes, that's exactly it. And if we were friends, you would not hurt us?" "Of course not. Friends trust each other." The goblins shook their little heads. "We trust no one, for no one trusts us." Their words made the princess cry again, for now she understood that the two creatures were not only as lonely as she was here in the big woods, or the big wooden house, but they had been lonely since they were born. "You are making that noise again," frowned the goblins. "Please stop that, for it makes us feel unhappy." "Are you a witch? Is this some sort of magic? It makes you unhappy because we are friends," said the princess. "But we don't know you, and you're not like us. Sometimes friendship comes right away, even between people who are very different." "Does it mean we can't steal from you anymore?" "Yes, because that's what we do. We are crafty goblins who live under your house." "Well, then maybe we could arrange something. Is that what friends do?" "Yes, I believe they do." And this is how the princess met crafty goblins and how they became friends. So it still says they stole her flour, her eggs, her fruits and nuts.
Goblin's loot.
That's from the princess and the two thieves. I drew the original.
And I distinctly remember drawing that cake.
So why does it keep crashing? Why does my stream keep crashing? This is crazy. It says it's still going. My stream is still going. Let me try pulling up Google Chrome again. For some reason it keeps crashing. I might have to just like pull up my my stream on my phone to monitor it rather than having my Chrome open. It does not like it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Which is arguably the best part of that illustration.
All right, Picasso. And you probably remember what the goblins stole in that story, huh?
Wait. I'm pretty sure they stole some eggs. What if they took some spoons? Actually, I'm not sure. That's it.
What? Alright. Guys, I need to know, is the stream up in good quality? Yes, indeed. Okay. Thank you, thank you. For some reason, my stream keeps acting up and crashing on me. And I think it's probably because my computer is struggling to handle it. Alright, so in the story, it said that the goblin stole flour, eggs, and fruit, but the only way that I got this to work was put the flour back and grab a spoon. But
I always wondered where that drawing went. She said it was her favorite, and then one day it just disappeared.
that's cute. So we solved it. We solved that one.
The very old beaver's repair list.
That's the story where the princess's house gets damaged by a storm and the animals help her fix it.
Yeah. What did they do to fix it again?
Alright, the beaver. I think he's back here somewhere. Yes, the beaver fixes the house. Once upon a time in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. One night, a particularly violent storm shook the house. It shook the shingles on the roof and the planks in the wall. It even shook the beams on which the house stood, blowing the whole thing near to the ground. The princess hid in a closet, fearing the house would come down on her as she slept. In the morning, the house was still standing, but it was badly damaged. The storm had blown shingles off the roof, planks off the wall, and even bent a post upon which the house stood. Alright, let's see. The first two things she could fix, but the last concerned her. What will I do? Despaired the wise princess, for though she knew many things, she did not know how to fix a big wooden house. Just then the old bear came by to see if the princess had any trouble in the storm. When he found her nailing planks back into place, he said, "Stop, princess. Let me do that for you." "I'm happy to do it," said the princess. "But if you want to help with the roof, you may." When the pair were done with the roof and the walls, they examined the bent support post. Okay, so
She fixed the roof shingles.
oh, she fixed. Hold on.
Or not. She slapped the post with her tail to right it.
Oh, okay, she did.
She fixed the roof shingles.
When the pair were done with the roof and the walls, they examined the bent support post. "I could throw my body against it," said the old bear. "I am very large." I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the beaver, though, not the bear. Is the story messed up? Oh well, I'm gonna continue to read and see what happens. He stretched upon his hind legs, being sure that the princess could appreciate how very large he was. He then charged straight at the post. He threw his body against it, and with an impressive thud, the impact moved the post, but too far, and it ended up bent the other direction. The wise princess decided more precision was needed. She thought then of the very old beaver. Okay, okay, now it's making sense. Who kept an excellent crafted dam. Perhaps she can help. She went looking for the very old beaver. I'm putting my own words in the story. I need to stop. And found the industrious animal hard at work slapping down mud on part of her dam. on a part of her dam that had been blown apart in the storm. Most of the structure was unharmed because the beaver was very good at building things. The princess knew she had come to the right place. "Beaver," she said, "my house was damaged in the storm. Would you help me fix it?" "I believe I could do that, yes," said the very old beaver, and she paused at fixing her own den to follow the princess. The very old beaver examined the big wooden house and nodded. "It will be an easy fix," she said, and she set about righting the post with loud slaps of her tail. When she was done, the wise princess stroked the beaver's head. "Thank you, beaver," she said. "The wind blew the shingles off the roof and the planks off the wall and even bent this post. Now, thanks to you, I still have a home." Think nothing of it," said the very old beaver, who returned to work on her own den. Okay, so
Wait.
she just helped with that.
She repaired the water leak.
Nope, nope, nope.
Maybe not. She fixed the planks that were blown off the walls. Wait.
Okay, so maybe it is
She
this.
slapped the post with her tail to right it. She fixed.
There we
Alright.
go. There we
Yeah.
go.
That must have been rough on Eddie.
Yeah, he doesn't really like to talk about her.
Dear Marianne, you cover your ears every time I try to have this conversation with you, so I thought I'd have a better chance doing this in a letter. I know you don't like saying goodbye, so I'll keep my melancholy rambling short and sweet. I want to thank you with all my heart for taking care of me for the past few months. I can't even imagine how exhausting it must have been for you to look after a sick old lady when you also have 2 small children at home. I know you want me to keep fighting this disease and hoping for recovery, but it's always been a great strength of mine to know when it's time to let go, and that time has come. I'd like to ask you for one last favor. Please take care of Eddie after I'm gone. My poor boy puts on a brave front ever since his father died, but I know he's in pain. I would be so much more at peace knowing he still has family. Maybe he could teach the kids how to fish. He loves spending time with them. Thank you for the warmth and peace that you've brought to my life. Give the kids a kiss for me, will you? Carol. Damn, that's sad. That's sad, bro. Alright.
The crafty goblin's good deeds.
Of course, the goblins had to help out the creatures of the forest to pay off their debt to the pelican.
Well, what did they do?
You know, I don't really remember.
Alright, I'm on the right story. The pelican forgives the goblins. Once upon a time, in a deep and ancient forest, there lived a pair of crafty goblins in a cave below a big wooden house. They lived with a wise princess who shared as much food with them as she was able, but it was never quite enough. This left the goblins hungry, very hungry, and always hungry. One day, as they were out foraging for food, there's parts of the story that are covered. Interesting. The poiest pelican landed on a rock and thumped a smorgasbord from her beak, which the goblins knew was magic and never emptied. There were king crabs in red, blue, gold, and scarlet, veiny blue shrimp, pink-shelled scallops, oblong brown clams, purple, spiny urchins, and even one prickly red sea cucumber. By the way, sea cucumbers are so cool. I saw one down in Florida, and they're very interesting creatures. The food just kept coming. They watched as the pelican ate one clam and then took a nap. "Do you think she would mind if we took just a little?" asked one goblin to the other. "Her beak never empties. She won't possibly miss a couple of crabs," said the second, licking her lips. They were agreed, and so they crept over, filched some crabs. That doesn't seem right. I'm just gonna say snatched some crabs and ran. Drop the beehive, remove a thorn, feed, hug. Okay. The goblins scarfed the crabs, but when they finished, they found they were still hungry. She won't miss a handful of shrimp, said one goblin to the other. The goblins scarfed the shrimp, but when they finished, they found that they were still hungry. Maybe also a few scallops, said one goblin to the other. The goblins scarfed the scallops, but then when they finished, they found they were still hungry. Jeez! How much more food can you eat, goblins? So they went back for clams and then urchins and finally even the sea cucumber. Finally, they were not hungry, but there was also nothing left. Just then the pelican woke up. What happened to my food? She asked. Unable to lie about it, the goblins confessed their crime. The pelican was dismayed, but she was also a charitable-hearted bird, and she could tell that the crafty goblins were growing little creatures. Goblin, said the poised pelican, I will share my food with you, but you must in return follow my example and be generous with others as I am with you. Take that to heart, and I will have considered your debt paid. But we have nothing to give, said the goblins. You have your nimble hands and your crafty brains and your loving heart, said the pelican. The crafty goblins realized how much they had to give, and for the rest of the day they looked for ways to help other creatures of the forest. They found the stalwart moose struggling with an itchy, hard-to-reach spot on his back. Alright, so...
They gave the stalwart.
Next, they helped the old bear who could not get the honey out of the narrow beehive.
Moose a good scratch on the back. They broke open the beehive.
Finally, they found the princess crying over a loss she would not speak about, so they wrapped their little arms around her in a great big hug and stayed until she felt better.
Dive for the bear. They hugged the princess when she was crying. Nailed it. Our lives would have been so different if their friendship hadn't gone to shit.
The Pelican Crossing is a specialty gift boutique located near the O'Shea Glacier, catering to Gastino Channel tourists as well as the Los Crossing locals. We specialize in an assortment of high-quality products from home accessories, handmade souvenirs, to personalized apparel and locally made art. The Pelican Crossing will be the first store to act as a relay between the buzzing arts and craft scene and customers. In addition to a wide array of novelty handcrafted products, the consumer will enjoy friendly and knowledgeable customer service from Becky store and co-owner Tessa Vecchi and up-and-coming artist Marion Ronan. This business plan is prepared to obtain financing in the amount of $20,000 to purchase inventory and to help cover expenses in the first year of operations. In year 1, the Pelican Crossing plans to break even, and in year 2, we plan to generate a moderate profit. Working on the executive summary part of our business plan. What do you think, Tessa? Nice. I think we finished all of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we did. I hate that I didn't complete this, but maybe I can. There's still 3. Alright. Time to
You really
leave.
want to go? You sure we've seen everything?
Oh, maybe I haven't seen everything.
I guess we could stay a little longer if you think there's more to find.
But I've already done that one. I'm pretty sure I've done everything, right?
Damn. That must have been rough on Eddie.
Yeah, he doesn't really like to talk about her.
Our lives would have been so different if their friendship hadn't gone to shit. I always wondered where that drawing went. She said it was her favorite, and then one day it just disappeared. A baby blanket?
Yeah, we already looked at all this. Oh, wait.
I wish she just explained all this to us.
I think that's everything.
You really want to go?
Hopefully I didn't
You
miss
sure
anything.
we've seen everything?
Either way, I'm ready for this to be over.
Me too.
I really hope I'm not missing anything. I'm gonna be so sad if I missed anything.
What are we waiting for? I want to know who was here that night.
I do too. Is this where
Let's
it ends
try
though?
and remember who Marianne was arguing with.
This is intense, y'all.
Almost.
I knew it.
Tom? Tom Vecchi is our father?
Of course. It had to be him.
Tessa knew, didn't she?
Yeah, she must have. That's what she didn't want to tell us.
God, Marianne and Tom?
I know.
What should we do now?
Yeah, call him out here and make him tell us what was going on.
And if he won't?
We know his secret. He will. Tom? It's Allison. We need to talk. We know it was you.
I knew something was up with this guy. I'm interested to see what he's gonna say. And also, I want to find those 3 other statues or figurines. I don't know that I'll be able to, but I'm gonna try. Doesn't feel right that it's not complete.
Let me take the lead on this. I know him better. I thought I did, anyway.
Sure. Whatever. As long as we get answers.
Oh my gosh, this is so intense.
Kids, listen.
You're our father.
Yes.
You knew how bad it got out here. How little we had. Why didn't you help Marianne?
You mean all the money she wanted? We didn't have anything to spare. Well, that winter was rough on everyone. And you would have starved out here if not for all the free food we gave you.
Don't act like you had anything to do with that. That was all Tessa.
That's a cruel presumption, young man. Maybe it was Tessa's idea initially. But I supported it. And your mother was happy to live off our handouts.
You tried to burn down our barn and knocked Tyler unconscious.
I never meant to hurt anybody. You weren't supposed to be home.
Doesn't excuse the fact that you didn't even stop to help.
What do you want me to say? I panicked. I was terrified that this whole thing was gonna blow up in my face. I had to do something.
Hey, you hearing me?
Yep, sorry. I'm trying really hard to keep myself from punching him in the face.
He's not even the least bit sorry for what he did. He could have seriously hurt you.
Yeah, he's just a fucking coward.
You were here that night. You saw Marianne and Tyler. Why didn't you help?
I know it wasn't my best moment, but she threatened my life.
So you just decided to let her drown?
I didn't decide anything. Everything happened so fast, I panicked. And by the time I got to town, Brown was already on his way out. There was nothing else I could do.
Does he really expect us to believe there wasn't anything else he could have done that night?
I don't know, Ellie. I'd rather not think about it.
You tried to burn down our barn and knocked Tyler unconscious.
I never meant to hurt anybody.
Why is it making
You
me do
weren't
this
supposed to
again?
be home.
Doesn't excuse the fact that you didn't even stop to help.
What do you want me to say? I panicked. I was terrified that this whole thing was gonna blow up in my face. I had to do something.
So what do we do now?
We tell him he's gotta fix the mess he made, one way or another.
You failed us, Tom. You need to make it right.
I'll do whatever you want. As long as none of this gets out.
Excuse me?
You want me to pay for my mistakes? Fine. But please, Tessa can't know. This'd kill her.
Tessa already knows, Tom.
No. That's impossible.
It never occurred to you the reason Tessa cut Marianne off was you?
But she never said anything. Oh, Lord.
You should try talking to your wife. Maybe if you had, we wouldn't be in this situation. And maybe Marianne wouldn't be dead.
Oh, come on. You of all people should appreciate how troubled Marianne was. She was unhinged. Something like this would have happened sooner or later.
And you just couldn't risk being there when it happened. Even though it meant leaving her to raise kids out here all by herself. None of this would have happened if you'd manned the fuck up!
I didn't have a choice.
You tell her, girl.
I know it shouldn't have happened. But, well, your mother was a very pretty woman.
Okay.
And she'd been so many places and done so many things. The way I always thought I would have. I got caught up. Love made me a fool. Look, I made mistakes. But this will not go any further than the three of us.
Why? We know. Tessa knows. Marianne's dead. There's no point in hiding it anymore.
He's afraid it'll tank his campaign. Am I wrong?
Jesus, Tom.
I've kept your secret all these years. I don't want to go spilling it, but I will if I have to.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
your little story about self-defense. I've never told anyone how Marianne really died.
Wait, what?
That night, I came out here because I was worried about your mother.
Why do they do it? They made me do it. They made me do it. Why did they do it? This is his fault. This is his fault.
Manhunter! I'm not gonna hurt you.
What? She wasn't gonna hurt Tyler?
No. No way. You're a fucking liar.
I saw what I saw.
Ugh! You're manipulating us just like you manipulated her.
Tyler!
You're not listening to this, are you?
Be smart about this, Allison. Are you sure you want this to get out? You've got way more here to lose than he does. His name will be all but cleared, but you'll be a killer. What will your uncle say? And Michael? Well, the whole town might turn on you.
Oh my gosh, this guy is...
Don't touch her.
Exactly. Punch this guy in the face. I mean, I'm not condoning violence,
No, I'm
but...
right.
Just get out of here, Tom. Tyler and I need to talk alone.
Just please think twice before making any rash decisions. There are a whole lot of lives at stake here.
Leave us the fuck alone. And never come back.
This is wild. The story has just gotten wild. She was trying to... Marion was trying to kill Tyler,
Allie?
and now
You okay?
he's saying that...
You didn't let that
What was
asshole get to you, did you? Did you?
What if he's right? I've been having all these nightmares about that night, and they were a lot like how Tom said. And now, when I try to remember, that's all I can see.
He's trying to mess with your head, and you're letting it work.
No, it's more than that. Ever since we started digging, I haven't been able to shake this feeling like something's off.
Something's off because he put this in your head. Don't let him get away with it.
He might not be lying. We keep getting things mixed up. We remember totally different versions of the past.
Those are just details. This isn't that. She was going to kill me.
I'm not so sure anymore, Tyler.
She had a gun pointed at me. She chased me. She said she was going to kill me.
Whoa.
She threatened Tom with those exact same words. With the same gun, on the same pier. The thing you said to Eddie the other day got thrown back at me. Don't you think it's possible that happened here too?
I guess it's possible. Fuck. I don't know. And we're never gonna know the truth, are we? Because the second you walk away from something, that's it.
Yeah.
I guess at this point, you just have to decide what you believe.
Me?
Yeah. You need to start dealing, Allie. And that means coming to terms with whatever version of the past feels the most true to you. No more running. Whatever you choose, you gotta live with it, okay?
I'm trying to think. Okay, so if he wasn't, or if she wasn't gonna kill Tyler, then why would his sister come running out and stab their mom in the back? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm going to kill you! 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 No, don't do this. Mom, no. Allison, this isn't...
Exactly.
was lying. Marianne couldn't face being separated from her kids again. And the only way to make sure that never happened was for all of us to go together. I know it in my heart. I saved you. I saved us.
I know. You did the right thing. You wanna go back inside?
Yeah.
That was super intense. Holy moly.
Hey, peep what I just found downstairs. What do you think? Would have aged well, or just gone bad?
The mug is super cute. It's a goblin mug.
Cheers, I guess.
I can't believe Tom thought we'd buy that story. And that I almost did.
Yeah, I still can't believe he and Marianne. What the hell did she see in him?
She was probably just really, really lonely after she lost Leah.
I could never get that lonely.
Listen, with everything that's been going on, it got me thinking about our voice. Like, that maybe we should stop using it.
What?
I just don't trust it, and I think we'll be better off without it. This morning, I kept getting these horrible visions. Of you and Marianne and Eddie.
Visions? Like our memories?
Yeah, but different. It was all my worst thoughts brought to life. You were in my bedroom saying I abandoned you. Eddie called me a snake.
I'm sorry. I should have been there for you.
It's okay, I was the one who walked out. I can't let that happen again.
I don't think it will. Something's been pushing us to find answers. And now we have them. Maybe I'm wrong. And if it stays bad, we can stop. But I really want to keep what makes us us.
The Mad Hunter was forced to remain below the lake with the Moon Hag, but she did not kill him, because even reduced to just one hand, he was too useful a servant. Lo, he
What
plotted
do you
the day
think?
he would emerge,
Brothers and
to
sisters?
once again hunt the wise princess and earn back his left hand.
Always.
And that is the story of how the crafty goblins rescued the wise princess from the Mad Hunter.
Aw. Wow. Okay, so yeah, Tessa's husband was like the shopkeep owner. That was their dad. He was such a coward. I knew something was off with that guy. Just knew it from the moment we met him. They honestly should have just let Sam be their dad. Sam wanted to be, and he was the good guy. He's drinking his life away because he's heartbroken that he lost somebody that he really, really loved. Which was their mom. It's really sad. Oh, she moved. I like that star lamp. I'm so happy they can finally put the past behind them. Hopefully, and they should include Sam like into their life more.
Hey, it's me.
Hey,
Oh, they did
everything
move.
okay?
Oh, everything's
still
fine.
the same.
Just came back from shopping and thought I'd call.
Well, it's good to hear your voice. What's going on?
I could use a good kick in the pants. I've been trying to sit down and write a new story, but I keep putting it
Rug.
off.
A new story for the Book of Goblins?
Yeah, I guess a sort of sequel.
That's awesome. I'd love to find out what happens to those two.
Thanks. That's what I needed to hear. How's life in the big city?
Juno is cool.
Cool?
Okay, I'm a convert. Everyone at the JCE has been so welcoming, and I went to a march last week.
Look at you, Mr. Socialite. Did you get my text about Tom losing the election?
Oh yeah. Can't say I'm surprised. Or sorry. Or anything. Fuck that guy.
Ooh, speaking of
Tom is
telling
their
Tom to
dad.
fuck off, Tessa left him.
Finally, God. I really hope she told him to stuff it.
In the name of the Father. Bye-bye. All right, time for me to get going.
Okay, but real quick, everything good with the house?
Yeah, I'm starting to make it mine. To tame it, if you will.
You think you made the right call staying?
Yeah, I think so. Even after everything. This feels like where I need to be right now.
Maybe that's a good thing to write about then.
You know what? That's not a bad idea, actually.
Okay, but you better give me credit if you do.
Will do. Love you.
Love you too, sis.
I don't know. I don't know that I would have stayed in the house like, cause that dock like right down there is where everything happened. I don't think that I could imagine. I just don't think that I could stay in this house. I really don't. Even with the redecorating and everything, it's not gonna change the memories. Maybe it's a positive outlook to think that you could make new, better memories here, starting over, basically, in a way. Remodeling the house is starting over and giving it a chance to be a better ending rather than just abandoning the house and selling it to somebody. I really hope Sam, though, is still
We could stare at
around.
this all day.
And the
You
view.
should see the view I have.
Say hello to the neighbor across the alley for me.
Bert says hi back, and he hopes you're enjoying the weather.
I thought they said they were gonna stop using their voice. Wait, can I go down here? What? I can go down here? Can you get in the water? No, you can't get in the water. What is this?
I wish you guys
Oh,
would
it's
have
the
stuck
beaver.
around to keep me company.
It's a beaver, I should say. Probably not the same one in the goblin story. It is a nice house. It definitely needs to be repainted though. What about the garage? Can I still go out in the garage? Nope. I was just seeing if I could go everywhere. Or go anywhere new. I think that I am somewhere close to the end of the story.
I should try to fix this up before summer. It'd be nice to swim off it again.
It would be, but I imagine as soon as you like dove in the water, you'd have like a memory of your mom falling into the water. Like, I don't know, it just seems odd to stay in the house.
I should probably seal this a little better. Or just embrace my future as a rat lady.
Alright. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I guess we'll just walk around. Hey, she's trying to stop smoking. Good for her.
Really love having to drive that 20 extra miles for groceries. But better that than the awkwardness of going to the Vecchi's. Ugh. How is it that fixing the sink sounds more pleasant than writing right now?
Buy flour, milk, fruit, and bandages. And start writing the new chapter. That's funny. Fix the sink. Can't fix that sink. I fell asleep after 20 minutes.
Hey, Allison. Guess you're not answering your landline either. Just wanted to check in and see if we're still on for dinner tomorrow. I'm making my special Eddie-licious fish tacos. Oh, sorry, gotta run. Mayor Scrow just walked in my office. Love you, little moose.
Little moose.
Hey, Princess. Well, I'm doing like you asked and calling ahead to let you know I'm on my way out to replace that door. So, catch up. See you soon.
That's funny because you know how Sam would just like appear. He would just come whenever he wanted to. So she was like, she said, you gotta give me a heads up now. That's pretty cool. So Michael and her brother moved to Juneau, but she stayed. I really don't think that she should have stayed. But, I don't know. Why does she keep that story in? I'm gonna go upstairs and then I'll come back down here and start writing the rest of that story. I kinda wanna see what she's done upstairs. Oh, I got a message. Bathroom still the same. I mean, she is lucky to have such a nice house. I'm glad she repainted it. Ooh, this is pretty. I can't imagine how long this took too. Sam would be a great father to them. That's why I was saying, like, he should be the one, like, invited to, like, Thanksgiving and Christmas and their birthdays. You know, he wanted to be that all along. He just didn't feel like it was his place. That's really pretty. Oh, see how it moves? That's freaking awesome, dude. That's pretty cool. Look at that moose up there. Little moose. Alright. Now, back to finishing the story. Oh, nope, 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 not that. Nope, nope, I didn't mean to click that.
To work. Come on, Allison.
We gotta light a candle.
Let's hope.
Gotta light a candle for some inspiration. I would even put on some music. And the
A
pressure.
friend? What is that? The princess frowned, for she realized that the two tiny thieves were as lonely as she was. A friend is someone you love and care for. Someone you would never hurt. Yeah, right.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. That's funny. This game is really good so far. It's my first playthrough.
Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a solitary goblin in a big wooden house. That goblin had not always been so solitary. She had a twin, and when they were younger, they were inseparable. Together, they rescued princesses and outsmarted ice trolls, and even trapped a mad hunter. But as she grew older, the goblin sister decided that she'd had enough of adventures. So while her brother went out to explore the world, she stayed behind as guardian of the big wooden house. For it is not on all of us to adventure. Some must stay behind. to tell the story and to hold shelter for those who may come back and those who never left.
Wow. That was so good. That story is like, that was an amazing story. I loved it. Every game that I've played by the makers of Life is Strange has been amazing. The stories really draw you in and include you in a way that you just can't forget. And the art style in these games is amazing. I love it. That was a really, really good game. I loved it. It's crazy. 2, 4, 6. It's about 6 hours worth of gameplay. A little more or a little less, depending on how long it takes you to solve the puzzles. I loved it too. It was incredible. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end the stream. I might play some Call of Duty. And if I decide to do that, I will start the stream up again, but I'm gonna end the stream. I still have to upload last chapter to YouTube. I have to do that. And then, yeah, and then I'm probably gonna call it a night. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here for all 3 chapters. It was a really good story. And if you haven't played it yourself, you should totally play it. It's on Game Pass right now. That's how I'm playing it. I don't own the game. I'm just playing it on Game Pass. And honestly, it's short enough to where you could do that, so. But anyway. Catch you later, Gator.